Well, that was stressful. Grossi Posse Packer Nation. Welcome to an episode of Packcast, the podcast where you don't have to be a Packers fan, but it sure does help. I'm your host, Tom. Why can't these games just not be stressful? Grossi, and today we are going to be breaking down the Green Bay Packers win over the LA Rams with a score of 24-19. And listen, there's a good amount to break down in this game. And obviously the Rams are beat up. Unfortunately, heading into this week, there were issues with the Packers. Jaire Alexander didn't play for his second straight game. Romeo Doubs showed up to practice on Wednesday. Sources say he wasn't happy with the game plan, didn't show up on Thursday or Friday to practice, got suspended for a week. However, the Packers hope that he's back this week. And I didn't make a video about this because we didn't know what was going on, if it was a mental health thing or anything like that. Wanted to be respectful. But as of right now, it seems that the Packers are expecting Romeo Doubs to be back this week, and hopefully that can put that to the side and we continue to move forward, just like we did with the Jaire Alexander thing last year with the whole coin flip debacle in Carolina. But with the Packers heading in, down Romeo Doubs, down Christian Watson, down Jaire Alexander, there was definitely going to be a little bit of pressure. They failed to beat the Vikings last week, even though they had a 22-point rally in the fourth quarter, and you really want to see this offense start to hum. And I will say, besides the first drive and one of the craziest throws and catches I have seen to Jayden Reed, the offense was pretty damn flat in the first half. I mean, they did not convert a third down until the second half. That's really not so great. And in the end, the Packers only converted 1 out of their 8 third down attempts. So you want to see that cleaned up. But overall, this was once again a tale of two halves. Packers really started to cook in that second half. In the third quarter, they scored 14 points. Jordan Love was very rocky in the beginning, except for that throw to Jayden Reed. Wound up finishing the day with a pretty solid stat line, 15 for 26, 224 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception, and was sacked 2 times. The run game, which was kind of absent last week against the Vikings, that made a return, 126 total rushing yards. Josh Jacobs, 19 for 73. Also, shout out to Josh Jacobs for getting his first touchdown as a Green Bay Packer. Pretty damn impressive. Emmanuel Wilson, 6 for 24. And then taking a look at the receiving core, Tucker Kraft was the guy today. 4 receptions, 88 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Jayden Reed, 4 for 78, finished second overall with the team. And the offense, yes. Are they complete right now? Definitely not. You want to see more in the ground game, especially in the first half. It seems like the Packers are just a slow first half team right now, which we were used to last year. And I think that there's things that are going to fix that. When Christian Watson comes back, that should be better. Romeo Doubs, it should be better. And again, this is Jordan Love's second game back from injury. And while he did look a little wobbly at first, that first pick 6 was not great. He was trying to throw out of a safety, trying to make a play, and unfortunately threw a pick 6. That's just something he's got to learn to either take the sack or throw the ball away and live to fight another day. But looking on the other side of the ball, the defense. Xavier McKinney, build the statue now. He had a fumble recovery, and I was like, all right, that's like a ground interception, so that counts. But then got an interception, and that is his 5th interception in 5 weeks. He's the first Packer player ever to do that with the first 5 games of a new team, and he's the first player to do it since 1970 to have 5 interceptions in back-to-back weeks. I think that was 5-to-backs. And talking about this defense here, the pass rush, which was under a microscope this week, really wasn't great in that first half, and Matthew Stafford, for the most part, had a good amount of time to throw. The Packers eventually brought him down for 3 sacks. Edgerrin Cooper, the rookie, played his ass off today, played really, really well. Stafford finished the day 29 for 45, 260 yards, 1 touchdown, and 1 interception. The Rams ran for 134 yards. Kyren Williams, 22 for 102, and a touchdown. Definitely something the Packers need to get better with, though Kyren Williams is a very good running back. Their leading receiver was Whittington, 7 for 89. Tutu Atwell was 6 for 58. And overall for the Packers, it was a bit of a sloppy game, but they did enough to win. The Packers could have sealed that game away, but their offense did struggle a little bit in the fourth quarter. They were shut out, and anytime they had a chance to seal that game away, they gave it right back to the Rams. And these are things to definitely be concerned about as the year continues. Rashawn Gary needs to get better. Quay Walker needs to get better. But you got to hope that when Jair Alexander's back, maybe that pass rush is going to be a bit better because the coverage is going to be a bit tighter. And you just got to hope that as things progress, Jeff Hafley can take all those turnovers, which has been phenomenal, and also start getting some pressure on the offense. In addition, we got to shout out Brandon Narveson, who has had a rough couple of weeks, went 1 for 1 today, kicked a long of 46, also 3 for 3 on all of his extra points. And these are things that can be cleaned up. It is week 5 right now, and even though every single NFC North team won, except for the Lions because they were on a bye, this is going to be a super competitive division, and I have to have some faith that the Packers are going to figure it out because they are 1 week removed from September. They just got their starter back in Jordan Love, and they still haven't had a full offense and a full defense to play with. There's a lot of injuries in the NFL. There's a lot of things to clean up. There's a lot of sloppy football all over the league. But ultimately, the Green Bay Packers are now sitting at 3-2, and they're going to need to keep this momentum going because there's some hard games on that schedule coming up. But overall for the Packers, to go into SoFi, get this win against an always dangerous Matthew Stafford, it is a big, big plus. And even though it was very stressful at the end, ultimately the Packers got the win, and a nice sigh of relief until we head into next week. The Packers will be playing against the Cardinals next week, which is going to be a tough game, it seems, as they just knocked off the San Francisco 49ers, who I know are dealing with their own injuries, but damn, Cardinals, they could be a spicy team. On top of that, you have a mobile QB that you have to worry about, and James Conner is a really good running back. So it'll be a really good test for this defense to try and contain Kyler Murray and James Conner and see if this Packers team could get on a winning streak. But right now, getting above 500 was the most important thing. It wasn't the prettiest of games, but the Packers got it done, and we live to fight another day. Good God, I need to go take some blood pressure medication. But let me know what you think down in the comments below. How do you feel about this game? How do you feel about the Pack? Let me know. You know, I saw you at TomGrossiComedy.com or Tom Grossi Comedy, all social media, see down below. A big shout out and thank you to all the Patreon and YouTube members for supporting this channel. And thank you so much for watching. I'm Tom Grossi. And as always, go Pack, go.